Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Spotify and Anchor and Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, Pocket Cast, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 40 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just rented and watched Scoob. It is the new release from the Warner Animation Group. They've done the Lego movies, Lego Batman Ninjago, Lego Movie 2, Storks, Smallfoot, and I want to say they got like one more release that just isn't popping up in my head right now. And it stars the voices of Frank Welker, Will Forte, Zac Efron, Amanda Seyfried, Gina Rodriguez, Kiersey Clemens, Mark Wahlberg, Jason Isaacs, Ken Jeong, Tracy Morgan, and Christina Hendricks. And I read that Henry Winkler was in there somewhere. I didn't catch him. It is directed by Tony, I'm going to mispronounce this, Cervone. He has done like other Scooby-Doo related like direct-to-video movies. You got Scooby and Shaggy when they're kids, and they, on Halloween, meet Fred, Daphne, Velma. They bust a haunted house, and that's how like Mystery Inc. is born. And Dick Dastardly, huge supervillain, Blue Falcon, huge hero. One of them determines that Scooby is the key to unlocking this evil, and it's up to the heroes of the tale to stop him. I was excited for this movie because the trailers made this movie look hilarious. Like, in my opinion, it was really cool. That's what I forgot to say up top. Ian Armitage, McKenna Grace, Ariana Greenblatt, and Pierce Gagnon. They voice, little dude from Looper. They voice the gang, the Mystery Inc. team when they're kids. And it was cool hearing young Sheldon voice Shaggy for a second. And like that was all sweet. Like the first 10 minutes are hilarious. This isn't really an origin story. Like the first 10 minutes, that's the origin story. And after that, Warner Brothers technically has like 4 or 5 different cinematic universes. You got your DC movies, you got your Wizarding World, you got your Monsterverse, Godzilla, Kong, King Kong, and I think they own The Conjuring, if that's not New Line, but Warner owns New Line, so bing, bang, boom. And now they're trying this Hanna-Barbera animated cinematic universe. And my complaint about this movie is that there's not really, after that first 10 minutes, after that prelude, if you will, there's not really a lot of horror, mystery, investigation behind it. It takes Blue Falcon and, what's his name, Dino Mutt, and other characters that I've seen in past cartoons growing up, not too familiar with, and I felt like they used Scooby-Doo, stripped away what we all love about Scooby-Doo, and used it as like this cinematic universe world building movie. And like, I didn't hate it, but it's not what I wanted. Like the trailer sold me on, oh man, we're about to get, the Scooby-Doo I grew up with. From what I hear, even the 2004 live action Scooby-Doo movies. And yeah, like this kind of like, and that's like, let me praise, because the character designs, the look of the characters, all of them, Fred, Scooby, Shaggy, Daphne, Velma, Daphne, Blue Falcon, Dick Dastardly, Dino Mutt, Kiersey Clemens voices a character that I can't pull her name right now. She was a cool character. There's this dynamic between Kiersey Clemens, Mark Wahlberg voices Blue Falcon, and Ken Jeong voicing Dynamite. They have this dynamic. They end up with Scooby and Shaggy. Like, the team gets split up. And it's kind of like, as amazing as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is, I didn't like that the team got split up. The team in this gets split up. The Mystery Inc. team that I know and love, they might get split up within like a haunted house, but they're in the same area. Like, there's one, there's these characters and there's these characters, and they're not in the same area code or county. And there's writing this story, I would have used it to establish your 2020 Mystery Inc. team. And like you see behind me, Mystery Loves Company. I would have saved the company for another movie. I would have saved the company, Hanna-Barbera, for future installments of this universe. I would have had just like the MCU. Like, the MCU has the blueprint, and no matter what the universe, Warner Brothers doesn't want to follow that blueprint. They want to cram as much into one movie as they can, and it, you want to wring somebody's neck. And while the writing of the story was fine, I laughed a couple times. A lot of the jokes fall flat. Like, I think like the look of the characters looked great. The animation looks great. I mean, Smallfoot, Storks, the non-Lego Warner animated movies of late look amazing. Whether they I don't know what they want to introduce down the road. The Flintstones, the Jetsons. I'm not Yogi Bear. I'm not exactly confident in what all is Hanna-Barbera. I'll look forward to it down the road, but like I said, like Marvel established each hero, teamed them up in the Avengers. This universe needs to establish Scooby-Doo, establish Blue Falcon, Dynamite, Dick Dastardly, his little dog, and then bring them all together. But I liked, like, elements of this story were cool. Like, there are elements when part of the Mystery Inc. team like really like conveys how much the other ones mean to them, like friendship, family, brotherhood, and like there are sweet moments that like there's some likability in this. But as much as excited as that trailer got me, I think like Onward and Soul aside, this may have been my most anticipated animated movie of the year. And while I didn't hate it, I didn't dislike it, it was a bit of a letdown. So with all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that Scoob is solid. Um, I don't like. I might give it a 3 on YouTube. Go onto my letterbox in a day or two and give it a 2.5 or 3.5. The more I think about it and let it marinate and sink in. Have you seen Scoob? What did you think about it, man? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. Um, I recently haven't reviewed anything. Trolls World Tour, Superman Red Sun. Those are my most recent reviews. And with that said, within the next couple weeks, I want to review Capone. I want to watch and review Capone. And within the next week, I'm going to review Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, the last in that shared universe of DC animated movies. And then in June, I'll try to review The Five Bloods on Netflix, and I will review King of Staten Island, man. Check out Rec League Podcast episode 40 coming, man. We're gonna catch up because I missed an episode. We're gonna cover a lot of stuff. It could turn out to be a really special episode, so stay tuned, man. Like, subscribe, comment, find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.